You walk past a bridal shop at dusk, the sky fading to midnight blue. In the dim window, a bride stands still in a lace gown. But something is off. Her skin is pale and perfect, her eyelids fixed in a haunting gaze. As you move, her glassy eyes seem to track you. Even in the warm sun of Chihuahua, her waxy cheeks hold a faint, natural blush. This is La Pascualita, the little Pascuala, a mannequin so lifelike that locals refuse to believe she's mere plastic. For over 80 years, people have been lured to this modest shop by one unnerving thought. This is not just any mannequin. Whispers grow louder with each passing year. Perhaps the bride in the window is more than she appears. La Pascualita stands in the window of La Popular dress shop, a family-owned bridal store in Chihuahua. On March 25, 1930, the shop displayed its latest wedding gown and a new mannequin, a life-sized bride that looked eerily real. Passers-by did double takes. Her skin tone was flawless, with subtle color in her cheeks. Her long eyelashes and delicate eyebrows were almost convincing. Even her fingers seemed sculpted with veins and joints like a living hand. Reporters noted that the figure's glass eyes, real hair, and worn nail polish were unnervingly detailed. Locals remembered every crease and contour of that face. It reminded them of the store's late owner's daughter, and soon, a chilling rumor took shape. Almost immediately, people whispered that no es cera es persona. It's not wax, it's a person. When La Pascualita appeared in the bridal shop's window in 1930, customers were unsettled by how real she seemed. Mothers warned their children to look away, and teenagers dared each other to stare a minute longer. Even the shop's own clerks felt a shiver when they passed her. She wasn't just a decoration, she looked like a young woman trapped behind glass. And as rumors spread, most observers agreed. This mannequin was nothing ordinary. According to the legend that grew around her, this was once a living girl. The story goes that the store owner, Pascuala Esparza, had a beautiful daughter of the same name, or affectionately, Pascualita. On the day of the girl's wedding, tragedy struck. Some say a black widow spider bit the bride as she placed the crown on her head. Others tell a darker tale of jealousy and grief. In any case, the daughter died that day, just hours before her own marriage. Heartbroken, Pascuala Esparza refused to accept the loss. The lore says she had her daughter embalmed and dressed in a wedding gown, then placed the body in the store window so she could forever be the bride who never made it down the aisle. When word got out, locals were horrified. Phone calls to the shop poured in, some demanding answers, others leaving angry threats. Es un maniquí muy elaborado, Pascuala insisted, claiming La Pascualita was just an exceptionally crafted mannequin. But it was too late for denials. The resemblance to the dead daughter was uncanny, and the timing was undeniable. Soon, the word corpse became a regular part of gossip. Children told one another that at night, the bride blinked. According to legend, reported a travel writer, the mannequin is not really a model at all, but the perfectly preserved corpse of the previous owner's daughter. Over the years, the story took on a life of its own. A love-stricken French magician entered the lore, said to visit each midnight and bring the bride back to life just for a dance. Now the shop window held not only a beautiful mannequin, but a tragic ghost story. To locals, it became clear La Pascualita was no longer just a display. She was the bride who never left. The details of La Pascualita are what truly fuel belief. Customers and employees alike noticed things that felt impossible for a dummy. For starters, her gaze. Dozens of visitors swear her eyes follow you as you move around the store, locking on as if expecting your arrival. People report that her lips and expression seem slightly different from day to day, as though she might blink or breathe when no one is looking. Her hands and skin are eerily realistic. One longtime shop assistant, Sonia Burciaga, has to change the figure's dress twice a week. She told Ripley's her hands are very realistic and she even has varicose veins on her legs. I believe she's a real person. Every time Sonia handles the mannequin to adjust a gown, her own hands break out in a cold sweat. She said the rigid plastic feels warm, almost pulsing under her fingertips, as if she were touching real human flesh. In the decades since, La Pascualita has become one of Chihuahua's most famous oddities. Tourists arrive from across Mexico and even the United States just to glimpse the mannequin in La Popular's window. The lines of visitors, cameras out, are a common sight. In fact, devout believers have treated the display like one. By night, the sidewalk by the shop can be littered with offerings, bouquets of plastic flowers, flickering candles, even handwritten notes left at Pascualita's feet. Many locals half-jokingly call her Santa Pascualita, a saint who performs miracles for those who pray at her glass coffin. The shopkeepers take extraordinary care of her privacy. Twice a week, Mario Gonzalez, the current owner, has her dressed and undressed behind heavy curtains, ostensibly to keep her modesty, but also to heighten the mystery. Only a handful of trusted assistants ever see her face up close. One employee, who once helped change her outfit, later declared bluntly, "El cuerpo no era el de un maniquí." The body was not that of a mannequin. Such statements, spread in whispers, keep the fear alive. Even city priests and rational shop owners admit they feel uneasy in the store. Through it all, Pascualita remained untouchable. No scientist or journalist has ever been allowed to take a sample of her hair or nails for examination. The shop claims it brings bad luck. In interviews, Mario Gonzalez himself only smiles enigmatically when the question is posed. In fact, when reporters ask if the bride is really a mummy, Mario simply shrugs and says, "Mucha gente cree que lo es, pero realmente no podría decirlo." Many people believe it, but I really couldn't say. Tales of moving mannequins and restless corpses are, by nature, hard to pin down. So what have experts and skeptics found? Generally, the consensus is that La Pascualita is not an embalmed body, but a remarkably detailed art piece. Mortuary experts explain that even in the most advanced cemeteries, no embalming process from 1930 could keep a body intact in a hot window for decades. As Thomas Prower, a licensed mortician and folklore scholar, notes, preserving a corpse forever without special climate control is practically impossible. Chihuahua's sun and heat would have long ago ruined the illusion. Of course, this conflicts with what locals want to believe. Some still hold out the original story because it feels more romantic and tragic. Over the years, various explanations have surfaced in the press. From the mother's wicked will to a cultic secret society of mannequin lovers, American and Mexican journalists have chased leads about people seeing Pascualita blink or having visions, but none of it has been proven. In fact, when researcher Teresa Cordova came to study the legend, she hit a dead end. She visited city archives looking for a record of Pascualita's death or marriage and found absolutely nothing. As she later wrote, "I could not find any record of her life in the archives because she did not, in fact, exist. No birth certificate, no death record, no obituary." Nearly a century after she first appeared, the bride in the window still stirs hearts and imaginations. Tourists continue to line up outside La Popular, snapping photos and daring each other to inch closer. Locals still cross themselves when they pass. Pregnant women once walked miles to leave flowers, believing La Pascualita would grant them luck. Others simply whisper her name, Pascualita, as a sign of respect and awe. In Chihuahua, she's more landmark than Mannequin. Whether La Pascualita is merely exquisite artistry or something much darker, one thing is certain: her story won't fade away.